My more directional stuff, my more aggressive, jump trades, things like that, those are a lot tougher in these markets. So it's kind of a give and take. I guess that's one of the benefits of being able to trade multiple strategies. Obviously, that give and take kind of works. I will say one of our big directional plays, ANET, popped a little bit more, up about 120% now on ANET. So that's been a good one directionally, but you can see if you look at the SPY or the Qs, really since that break to all-time highs, we have had trouble doing a whole lot more than settling, inside of a 0.5% day. SPY's grinded a little bit higher the last 2 days because yesterday's close was so strong. But still, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 days to go from 620 to 628. So 16 days to go about 1.5% there on the SPY. It's grinding a little bit better. The QQQ is actually lagging behind that. It is about the same amount of time from 556 to 562 or so. So even a lower percentages. But, this is the kind of grinding market we're in right now. I built a new tool that I'll be sharing with some folks who are in my all access that gives us an idea of what the market pace is like so that we can kind of better trade, the strategies that make the most sense for that market condition. And right now that pace is ranked very slow for obvious reasons, like I just shared with you. And so it'll point you in that direction. Here, I can actually show you real quick what I mean. So let me just share this real quick. I don't know why I can't share the right screen. Okay, hold on. Let's try again. There we go. So this is something I built. This is going to be for my all access members. And one of the things that, a lot of people ask is, okay, Nate, you trade lots of different strategies for lots of different reasons. What strategy should you trade? And so I built this market roadmap to kind of tell us, okay, what is the trend bias? That's obviously important. Right now, we're very bullish because we're above every key metric and we're grinding higher. But that's only half the battle. Just because you're bullish doesn't mean you should take big directional trades like we've experienced lately. The other important thing is, what is the market pace? You can see here right now, our market pace, I put 30 different indications for market pace. We're only ranked as a 4 out of 30 on the market pace. So we're ranked very slow in terms of how this market is actually moving. So yes, it's very bullish, but it's also very slow. The nice thing is the uncertainty is ranked fairly low here. It's mixed, but it's pretty on the low side of mixed. It's not a 0 out of 3, but it's a 1 out of 3, which is basically telling us how much whiplash, how much back and forth are we actually getting. So when you look at something like this, it kind of gives you an idea. Okay, so we're bullish, so I should definitely be trading bullish strategies, but we're moving slow, so maybe I should trade more income-based bullish strategies. And there's a little bit of uncertainty, so maybe I want to give it some cushion, maybe do some defensive trades, but not not a whole lot. Ron asked about if we're overbought. I would say, technically speaking, probably a little bit overbought. But again, the market's moving so slowly that I think it still gives us the ability to kind of spark, break out of that squeeze in either direction. So I personally, I know Graham's been calling for a cool off. I wouldn't be surprised if we got a little bit of a spike, like a run before. So one of these random days that does bounce 1%, and then a drop, or if we just got a break to the bottom of this little ascending tight range. Either one would not surprise me. But that's one of the reasons the income machine trades are really nice right now. The automated options right now, actually, if you go to that thing I was just showing you, the next step that automatic tool does is it ranks the strategies based on my strategy. So that the tool automatically looks at my strategies, my track record, all of the details, and it says, okay, based on Nate's strategies and the current market conditions, what strategy should you trade? It actually ranks automated options as the #1 strategy right now, because automated options is great in a grinding, slow, bullish market, which is why we're 12 out of 13, looking for 13 out of 14 with our current position that's up. So, those kind of strategies do really well. The directional stuff, much more challenging. Even like something like profit pairs. So profit pairs has been my hottest strategy in terms of win rate since maybe the fall of last year, but it's really slowing down now. Why? Because it's calls and puts. It's the only strategy I trade basically that's calls and puts. And so these low ATRs just eat up those options. And so that's a challenge. But understanding why it's a challenge and being able to shift, I think, is actually something really important as you develop your trading strategies.
Brian, you'll have to join the private Telegram. It's in the members portal. As far as market, I'll just flip over here. Well, let me just actually, I don't want to share everything, but let me just do this. Internals today. So let's actually start with earnings. Nate, that's cool with you.
Yep, let's do it.
So we knew we had earnings coming up, earnings season starting back up. One that I was excited for. Wow. I don't know why this won't stretch. It always does that. Some of the corners don't work in Thinkorswim. All right. Some of the earnings I was excited for. Google was one of them. I think Google has a big potential right now to take over or to at least become a major leader in the AI race. They had positive earnings. I believe slightly decreased guidance, but overall positive things to say. Um, I bought some Google right about here yesterday in the aftermarket when it started coming back up. Sold it this morning, but look at this. I mean, just since the open sell-off in Google, Meta had a great open. It's still up on the day, but you can see a slight sell-off. Let me go find Nvidia. Nvidia had a huge open. Looks like it's gained steam now, but immediately sold at the open. But I do think overall market, we'll look at Tesla too. I don't even know what Tesla's doing now. Yeah, they had a big, tough earnings day. I think mostly, Nate, correct me if you heard something differently, but the government contract situation didn't seem to fare too well for them.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Tesla is one of those ones where it's a stock you can do some gambles on, and I have that long term position for all time highs for 2026, but the short medium term confidence, if you're looking for those stocks that are just going to be consistently higher, that's a tough one. I've played it interestingly. So Tesla's been kind of an interesting one for me because in 2025, I have played it like on a directional breakout maybe 2 or 3 times,
Yeah.
and I don't think I've done well. I'm trying to think. I did one jump trade that lost, and another directional trade that lost. But I've also traded like 3 times on like the Elon and Trump fight, and then just bought like a bounce back trade, and those have been great. So it's kind of an interesting spot where on the drops, which is not normally how I trade. I'm normally a momentum trader. On the drops, when I've kind of just taken a stab at more of a lottery trade, I've won. And on the more like directional when it's got moving, I've lost. So I really don't know what to make of Tesla. It's been all over the map. But if you like the idea that Tesla could fill a part of this gap, you got another opportunity to take a little stab, like the 307.50, 310s for tomorrow or something like that. You make 180% if it jumps 2% from here. So you could definitely play that game again with Tesla, just seeing if it's a little bit of an overreaction. I don't know in the past when Tesla really gets crushed on earnings, do they normally follow through or do they normally recover pretty quick?
Let's see. Beat. Here you go. It wasn't overnight, but it wasn't actually, it was a positive move the next day, but it did go higher following. That's a beat.
Beat there.
Miss. It went slightly higher the next day. This one lower. So it probably just depends on the overall.
Yeah, it's kind of a coin flip there.
Yeah.
I was curious, especially if it was a bit oversold when it got the beat, like it has been a lot. Yeah, interesting. Oh, there's there's a move. Yeah, I'd say it's about a 50-50 coin flip. So 50-50 coin flip to make 150%. Technically, your net odds are positive. If you run the math on something like 307.50, 310, or you could go 310, 315 if you wanted to be super aggressive and go for like a, I don't know what that would be, maybe a 400% potential.
Yeah, this one's pretty huge. I mean, what is that? 250 over 90,
Yeah. And so you could get
170.
170%, or if you went, like I said, if you wanted to go super aggressive, you could go like 310, 315, which you might be able to make 600% on. I don't know, but Tesla could obviously move to, uh,
323%. If
yeah,
Tesla 315.
which is only like half that gap.
Yeah.
So, um, Uh, Graham, you might need to pull up your one click real quick and
Yeah.
show Brian the Telegram link in
Brian,
there.
if you are in 60-minute income, when you log into one click, you can just search it here, but I've got it right there. 60-minute membership area. Right here, it's the first thing. Telegram channel. Click there and join the Telegram channel. That's where the alerts go. So make sure you're in the Telegram channel. Uh, Nate, did you want to do a walkthrough of the opening play? Oh, wait, I did have one more name that I wanted to cover.
Okay, and I have one more too. You can just keep your
Oh,
screen up and
yeah. What is going
I'll
on,
mention in
Thinkorswim?
there.
You can see my mouse, right? I think Thinkorswim died on me.
Yeah, I can see your mouse.
Not letting me click anything.
Oh wow, Oklo ruling today, huh?
Yeah, I know. I was just looking at it. I always look at the tickers that I sold. I took profits on Oklo, but I have
Yeah.
47. It's at 70 now. Woo.
CCJ not
Um,
really following suit, unfortunately for me.
Let me see. Nate, I'm gonna stop sharing my screen, see if I can get. I might have to restart Thinkorswim. It looks like it's bugging out on me a little. Oh, there we go. It's asking me to increase my limit and restart for memory. But ServiceNow is the one that I wanted to bring up this morning. I posted it in Telegram. Do. Just log in. Again.
I think I'm gonna take some profits. I put a target for ANET right now. Let me tell you what my target is. I put a target in for 295 on a net for some of my contracts. So that's like 125% ROI on a net if I can get out for some of those. We are about 2% from our actual target there. It did hit in the 114s just a little bit ago. It didn't quite fill. Actually, it hit 115.
ANET did. Was that yesterday?
Yeah. Yeah, at the close. It hit 115, at least according to the
I got
to the
114 high, but
what I'm looking at. It's interesting. It's actually showing me at 1605, so 405 overnight. It's saying. I don't know if that maybe that's a false flag.
nope, I think you're right.
Okay.
Probably after
Uh
the Google
so yeah,
or ServiceNow earnings.
it oh wow, Q's just can't do anything. Even when they were actually outpacing with some good earnings outside of Tesla overnight. We're up about 0.35%. Um and they just keep fading. They can't even keep up with the SPY, let alone
It's
actually
only
make
the
a
only thing up right now is S&P.
yeah. Yeah, and it barely. It's just I don't know. This market does not want to do a whole lot. Just kind of grinding back to the central. I was glad we hit overnight options right at the open, which in this, like I said, in this environment where it is kind of bouncing back and forth, I'll certainly take it. Just get the money and get on the sidelines. But I don't know. Obviously, it's 10:15, so we got a lot of market left ahead of us. But we'll see how we go from here. The one other stock, were you going to cover now?
Yeah, yep. So
Okay.
ServiceNow was a great one for a long time until we had that tariff mess send us down in a spiral with a lot of other tickers like ANET, my good friend. It did not finish the catch up with the market, so the markets ended up going to all-time highs and above. ServiceNow did not, and neither did a lot of those stocks in that industry. But they did have a beat on earnings. They had 2 quarters in a row. However, we do have some top level resistance here around $1,050 on ServiceNow. So this is good news for the stock. However, if we get a break and close above 150, I would be looking to trade it for the gap fill. About what is that? 10% from there? Not
Mhm.
quite 10%, but about 7, 8% from there. So if we get a break and close on surface now, it doesn't have to be today, but over the next couple of days, I would be looking for that gap fill.
So the other stock that I was looking at today, do you mind? Well, I guess I can just pull it up.
Oh, sorry.
Better.
I knew you. I'm sorry.
I'll pull it up here. I'll do it on TradingView so it's nice and pretty charts because I hate those thinkorswim charts. But this stock, which I didn't realize until it flagged our new Money Crew scanner, is Avis, and that's ticker CAR. And this thing has really been a monster. I had not realized the run that Avis on. If you go all
that's
the
like
way,
Hertz, right? Like a car rental, Avis?
yeah,
Wow.
Avis car rental. This is the daily chart. So I mean, this thing has absolutely churned and churned and churned. It was at $58 in March, and it's sitting at $210 a share. So wish I started trading it in March, but I just flagged. But this is a stock that historically was higher. You go all the way back here. I mean, this is a stock that was way up in the $500 range and has just been grinding down. But it might be one of those really delayed, breakout stocks like a Carvana or something that looked kind of dead in the water. It was down 90%, and then had a run and kind of became viable again. Just an interesting one that I saw on the radar. I don't think I've ever traded CAR in my life, but I just saw that on our new Money Crew scan and took a look at it and was amazed at the, again, from $40 to $210+. So keep an eye on that. Speaking of the Money Crew, if you guys aren't getting the scan, this is that daily scan we talk about. You get a snapshot of it for free every day if you're on that new Money Crew list. So make sure you're on the list. If anyone's not on the list, let me know and I can drop the link. All you do is put your email in, sign up. You get the newsletter every day for free, and you get a snapshot of these highly rated stocks. Now, these highly rated stocks are not just us saying like, basic technical criteria. This is really unique criteria that blends Lance, Graham, and my analysis into one algorithm. So this is an algorithm that, we spent thousands of dollars on that we would typically charge as a premium price. But we wanted to give it away for free because we've really been trying to expand what we do for free, just, more content, more value. And this is one of the things we do. So if you look at it, what's actually going on with NVIDIA? Why has NVIDIA been such a highly ranked stock for us for the last 2 weeks? Actually, NVIDIA, I think, first hit the scan. Oh, what was that, like maybe June 15th or something? Over a month ago, I think it was the top ranked stock, which is rare that a stock stays up at the top of the list that whole time. But if you look at NVIDIA, you go to the daily chart, since it triggered, which was somewhere in this range, it would have been a great time to start buying NVIDIA because it's ripped from 143 to over $170 in that time frame. So obviously, following the scan would have been really nice there. But the reason this scan is so cool is because it's taking in option flow. So it's only going to show a stock as a perfect score, that is, that has legitimate option flow sweeps. That means, massive orders that are coming in on the option side, something that Lance looks at. Then it also needs to have seasonality. Now, this seasonality metric we built is really cool. Graham, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think anyone has done seasonality exactly the way we did, because it's custom for the day. So what it does, it says, okay, today's July 24th. Go look at every stock. Go look at July 24th through August 24th for every year and tell us how probable it is over that 30-day span looking back throughout history. So it's like, not, hey, it happens to be good in August. It's like a specific date range based on where we are. As far as I know, that's unique to us because we had our team program it from the ground up. And so as far as I know, this is the only, place you'll even get the seasonality.
That's really cool. Yeah.
Plus, we have this weekly, which if you guys were at our session yesterday, you know that I love me a weekly chart. So it has to be above the previous week. It has to be a weekly breakout. And then we have just this nice little trend indicator here that we're looking for as well. So again, this is something that I think is super cool. And just a really powerful watch list where if it's on this list, it's probably something you should consider, whether it's income trading or something else. If you want that, let me just it should be right there. Okay, this is the page. I'll pop it in. So you just pop your name, your email and your phone number in this little page, and then you get the scan. By the way, on top of the scan, which is kind of cool, you also get a text every day with our favorite on the list. It's actually Steven pulling one behind the scenes, and he'll pull one of these. Bada bing, bada boom. Behind the scenes that have more criteria that you're not even able to see on the main scan. And so you might get something like NRG, which actually is a stock that I traded yesterday, or Toll Brothers, or something like that that's on the secret scan list that no one's allowed to see. So that's what you'll get is that letter. Now, let's take a look at APH because that's an interesting stock that made the list 2 days ago and has still been top ranked. I have no idea what APH is. Do you know what APH is, Graham?
I think it's energy, right?
Is it okay? Energy. Well, it is absolutely a monster as well. Just had a earnings beat, then an earnings breakdown, and then a rebalance here right at this 104 level, which seems to kind of be the midpoint right now. So I've never
Way
traded
off.
APH
They
in my life.
manufacture fiber optic connectors.
Okay, well there you go, fiber optics. But I mean, again, here's a stock I've never traded, and look at this. I mean, look at this thing. I wish I traded it. So it's really cool to find some of these stocks like this APH. But that's on the list. And then let's go look at the last one. ETN. Now ETN is a classic dividend stock, which I actually have traded, and it actually did. I think it actually made the break. I mentioned this stock a little while ago, looking for an all-time break, and I think we actually did just get it. Yeah, yep. We did. Okay, so ETN all-time high break. If you want to look for that one, it's at about 378 right now. Well, it's actually about 385 now, but about 378 was the break point, and now it is trying to break the second little high that it just made after that gap up. So ETN. So three actually stocks that just at a quick glance, I think are all pretty interesting one. Okay, so the next thing we want to do, guys, we want to walk you through, because we got a lot of questions about this, everything that's in the opening playbook VIP area, because people have asked, okay, I see scans, I see this, I see that, and we want to walk you through that. Do you want to pull that up, Graham?
Yep, let me do that now.
Oh, actually, let me add my my deck from yesterday, because I'm always a day behind on adding my decks in there.
Oh, I don't think I added mine either. I'm normally really good about it.
You're normally the old reliable, but I'm normally the not. Lawrence is yelling at us. He said, "Will anyone answer back to him?" But I'm not sure. Lawrence, sorry. There's hundreds and hundreds of people in here, and sometimes as we're going through stuff, we don't always see every single chat, and then we kind of get back to the chat, and there's hundreds of chats, so you got to bear with us a little bit here. I'm not exactly sure what your question was there.
Oh, Nate, I got it.
Okay, thanks, Deanna.
Barry says, "Get all the decks in a row."
yeah, we got it.
Let me add Tuesdays.
All right, I just popped in our automated exit, which is one of my absolute favorite ones to talk about. Oh, actually, let me rename this one. There you go.
So we won't cover that first because we'll need it to refresh.
Lawrence, which broker are you in?
Quest Trade. Let me Google that. Ticker for XSP.
Norm, I did pop that link in there. That sign up link. Did you see that? You just click that link that I posted there in the chat. Norm, it's right there. And that's where you can sign up for that New Money Crew list.
Lawrence, the old Google says that the ticker should be XSP in Quest Trade. Let me see if Reddit has anything else.
The Lawrence, the tickers like XSP, SPX are
Here, try
CBOE
this.
option only.
Lawrence, try this. This is what someone on Reddit said. XSP.in. So it's a Canadian brokerage. Give that a try. Oh, there we go. Lauren says, oh, here, let me post this. And this is SPX. So I wonder, I've never used Quest Trade, but hopefully that helps you, Lawrence. All right. Nate, you want to do a walk? We'll do a walkthrough here of the opening playbook members area. Now remember, guys, the show is every day. It's free. We typically have a rhythm through it for it with Mondays being kind of the market open, checking the weekend news, what's going on. Just a quick preview for the week. Tuesday is my normal weekly outlook. Every Tuesday morning, I break down where the internals are at, what the market's telling us, where we think it could go, and some trades for the day. Wednesday, we like to have a guest on and teach us something new. We've had Roger on, we've had Kane on, we've had Lance on, and a few other folks, and it's been really, really fruitful for the most part. And that's always cool to get in some outside eyeballs, get their take on the market. Thursday, which is today, we typically do a training day today, but today we wanted to do just more of a walkthrough of what's available in the online portal as well, just chat about earnings. And then Friday is kind of our weekly recap for the week. So it's every day, 10 a.m. Nate, should I do a teaser for what is to come?
uh yeah, we could do a little teaser.
All right, for a teaser,
Well, only if the people really want it. You know,
yeah,
that's we got to put it on. We got to put the onus on them.
would you guys like for us to add in a daily closing playbook where we're going to be get together 3:30 p.m. do the market close together? Still do the opening playbook for sure.
Yeah, opening playbook obviously stays the same. Then we just kind of bookend the day with a closing playbook session.
You guys have about 800 yeses.
800.
Okay, and it's only going to be $9.97 a year. No, I'm just kidding.
No. It'll be free, just like this show is. But if you're willing to fork over $1, you can get lifetime access to this portal we're going to walk you through here. This just puts everything in one place together. We cover a lot of different information here. We build you guys scanners, calculators, walk you through training decks. It can be hard. We realized it can be hard to keep track of all the links on your own. So what we wanted to do was just make one centralized location where we try and get you everything we cover each day. So you can come in to the portal here and just catch everything. So here, recordings, that'll take you to the YouTube playlist where you can catch each of these recordings all in one easy to follow playlist. Let's go here. So there you go. Just takes you here. YouTube, you can click through each day. My camera thing's in the way. All right, going back here. Trade entries. Now, we give you guys a lot of bonus trades in here for free. We don't charge you anything. I mean, it's not a premium service where, people aren't paying $1,500 a year for this like most of our services are. This one's free, so we don't give you guys exits all the time. We don't always, follow. And a lot of it's self-managed, but we want to give you good trade ideas. And so we also post that here in a doc. So if you miss the class, so I know not everyone makes it at 10 a.m. every single morning. If you missed it, you can go back and easily find some of the trades we took here in this trade doc sheet. Another cool thing here, the template trade tracker. I'll move my frame over a little bit. This is just a very, very basic trade tracker. So I know a lot of you guys wanted to, journal your trades, see how you're doing. Maybe you have multiple strategies, multiple services you're trading. This is in here. This is a view only sheet. So you just come here, file, you can download it, or you can go make a copy of it and have it for yourself and then enter in just like we do. Intraday, exit date, ticker, the options, your entry price, exit price, all that good jazz. And then these should auto up, well, not the number of contracts, but these ones here and here should auto update for you. And let me just give this a test because I don't remember exactly how I set up so you see 150%.
And didn't Cynthia help us with the number of contracts?
Oh, cool. That was Cynthia. That's what it is. Perfect. So perfect. You just put in your entry price, your exit price, and how many contracts you took. And this does it for you. These are all formulas. So don't touch those cells. They should auto-populate for you. And the entry date, exit date, let's just, I mean, I might have to put a year. There you go. I did one. Let's just do this just so I can show you.
Yeah,
So
I
it
got a cool
automatically
email
tells the
from
number of days.
someone. I got a cool email from someone this week who used the tracker tracking all their income machine plays. So they had a, they had a summary and they basically said, listen, I love the income machine, but I honestly wouldn't even know how good I was doing if I didn't journal my trades just because I've got a lot of trades going on and stuff. And so just having them in that sheet on one separate tab, he's like, hey, I've got 10 for 11. My net ROI is this. My, total risk was this, all that sort of stuff. So it actually is really nice to kind of know and track.
Yeah, definitely. And then when you get through 19 trades, don't worry, just insert a row above, post number 20, and then just copy up these formulas. So just copy and paste it there, and that's how you do it. If you're smart in Excel, you can just drag a formula, but hey, copy and pasting works too. And then you can build a trade tracker. Also, let me just show you this. If you want to, this is something that I would suggest doing is instead of putting all of your trades on one sheet, what I would do is duplicate this sheet. It's going to give you a second tab here. So you'll have two tabs and you can just name this one Income Machine. Perfect income. Whatever strategies you may use or trade, then you can flip back and forth between the tabs of how each one's doing. Obviously, you can name it at the top too, but that's just a little suggestion for you there. Template. Let me reset that. So that's just something cool you can do with that trade tracker template. All right.
All right, and guys, just to make sure everyone's on the same page. So this is inside that opening playbook VIP that we have to charge $1 for because it's a members area. I mean, we originally were going to try to store everything for free, but the team told us we had to charge something, so we charge $1 for it. So everything Graham's showing you, the process is you join, you pay the $1 VIP lifetime access, you get your membership through one-click trading, and then you're able to log in. So that's just to be super clear. That's the process we're talking about. You paid the $1, you get into the opening playbook VIP members area inside one-click trading, and that's where everything you're seeing is here. And by the way, Graham, if you click the alerts button up there,
yep.
Does that give us our daily access link? I think it does,
daily
right?
access link. Yep.
Okay, because someone asked maybe we should put the access link at the top of the members portal, but I think it's right in any of those alerts if you click the alerts.
Deanna, can we actually we might have it in here. Can we get the CS live link in here as well?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
We've got
it should
some
be at the
questions
bottom.
in the chat on like, hey, how do I place a trade? How do I do this stuff? Guys, every single day, some of it overruns our time, but 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern, every single day, Monday through Thursday, our customer service team, Cam and Gustavo, are live in a Zoom room just like this. And there's not hundreds of people there usually. There's just normally a handful of people, so you can get your questions answered directly. So if you're asking, hey, I got this trade alert, how do I place it? They can walk you through directly. It's much more, I shouldn't say one-on-one, but like a classroom setting, a small classroom versus like this is more like you're at a college course and you got a big stadium here with 500 people. So we'll get that link added for customer service live. Go in there and chat with them if you have questions on how to place trades, how to get indicators on your charts, all of that jazz. Because unfortunately, with 500 people here, we wouldn't have time to walk through everyone's individual questions, but they can do it for you. Next up here in the members portal, slide decks. So if we click this link, you can see the date and the slide deck we cover. Now, we don't cover slide decks every single day, but when we do, we want to have it in here. So here's my Tuesday one. You literally have the exact slides that I used. So if you saw a chart you liked, maybe you like this Apple chart, you can go back here, review it, screenshot it, text it to yourself, whatever you want to do with it, all at your disposal. So that's what the slide decks button does.
And for a couple people asking, saying they joined, they still haven't got it, I would suggest if you haven't figured out how to get in, put one-click trading just like this in parentheses in your email. Search for that. That's where you should find an access email that lets you set up your membership because everything's going to be inside there.
Yep.
You guys can also click any link on Telegram. We'll open the exact same link. So you can just click that and it'll pop up.
Awesome. Next up here in this bucket, and Deanna's going to add in the spreadsheet version for you guys who want to download it, but we have our calculators here. These are, they're not just basic call option calculators. That's pretty easy where you just take your entry divided by your or your exit divided by your entry. These are credit spread calculators, a debit spread calculator, how to, calculating your targets. If we talked about profit targets and how powerful that can be. That's in here too. So let's just walk through here. I'll click here with the calculators. And Nate, I believe we're going to make these all web-based like you did with that other one,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
Sweet. So here, I mean, we don't have time to walk through this one, but the blue area is where you fill in your information. So in this case, if you sold 200 strike puts on a bullish one, bought the 195, 10 contracts, put your credit in, it calculates everything for you. Your total risk, total gain potential, ROI, break-even calculation, same thing for bearish. And then this is just our debit spread version. The wrap order and elite trade, we can probably just call it a debit spread calculator, but these are my fancy words for two different types of debit spreads, one being at the money, one being out of the money. Same thing, you just punch in your calls that you're looking at, buying, the ones you're looking at selling, contracts, entry price, calculates it all for you. Now, what we did the other day was we took it to the next level with this puppy. And this is now in the members portal as a web page. Same process. You still enter your strikes. You still enter your entry price. Your contracts traded all the same. But now what it's going to do, it's going to give you that same calculation, max values. Actually, Nate, are you missing the max ROI percent one?
Well, I did it because it's the same value as the green box up there. So the green box is the max
Yeah, but
value.
What percentage is that?
So you want it as a percentage?
I think that would be good.
Okay.
Since
This is Graham critiquing me. All right, fine.
Well,
As
I
a
mean, if you
percentage.
look at my much better version one, which I'll just post it in the chat. Some people asked if they could download it, take this link, and use it however you wish. But here, the original version, before we had it, it would put no target, so at expiration, max value, what it looks like for a target. So I'm not going to go through all the details here because you've done it here for us. So here we enter our options criteria. Ignore this for now. Let's just leave that at 0. What you'll see is, hey, do I want to set a 25% target? If I do, here's the limit price I would use based on the criteria that you are actually trading. Do I want to set a 50% target? Here's what I would use. What if I want to do a custom target? What if I want to do 15%? Look, it does it for you. It tells you the limit price. So let me just do this too. If you want to set a 150% target, it tells you the limit price. Now, if you want to set a 1,000,000% profit target, it's going to automatically tell you you can't do that. That's outside the range for what this spread could produce. However, anything within the range, I mean, down to the penny, you can calculate. And you literally just punch in what percentage you want to see, and it tells you the limit price, profit potential, everything. I think it's pretty sweet.
And we're going to beef this bad boy up a little bit because some people ask about puts. Which when they say puts, I assume they mean doing the bullish trade as a credit spread because bearish put would be the same, same thing in terms of the math. But we could do both. We could do credit spread. We could do directional puts. And then we could also add a little bonus for people like Joshua who liked the idea of using the remaining value of the spread as your indication. So we won't make it too complicated, but we'll beef it up for you guys.
It's going to be awesome. It just keeps getting better. And we do have Alan posted in here that sometimes the spreadsheets don't work on Chrome. They work on Edge for him. That's why we're trying to make them all web-based now, so they should work no problem. Because for some reason, these ones will be a little bit fidgety on certain browsers, where it doesn't load for them. So once we get them all web-based like this, they should load for you no problem anywhere, anytime, from your phone, anything.
Yeah, the only thing I would say is for a brand new link that never existed before, if you have like a security system or something, it might be like, hey, we're concerned about this link because we just, invented that website 5 seconds ago. And so for a while until more people are using it, it might give you like a, hey, do you want to proceed or something just because it's an unknown link that we just developed. Other than that, should be pretty smooth sailing.
Awesome.
Break even, Wendy, would be the price you paid. So I mean, we could add that, but it would literally just be the exact price that you're punching in there for the entry would be your break even price.
Maybe break even on the stock.
Yeah, that would take a little bit. That would take a little bit of effort because it would depend on the time.
It's the same thing. So take your buy call and add your entry price. That's your break even. So if I bought 220, my entry price is $3. My break even is 223. If I bought
Right,
100,
but that would be at expiration, right? So if
true.
she wants to know the break even like in real time, that
Okay.
would take some work. Which maybe she's not asking that. I'm not sure.
Oh wow, look at this. Buy 100, sell 225 for $1.50 or $1.05. Now we can get 10,000. Just messing around. All right. So that's all in there for you guys. Let's keep on moving. Down here, we've just got some basic options trading trainings. So here we've
And
got
JD, sorry, Graham, I know I keep cutting you off. Just I'm getting some questions because I think
You're all good.
people might be just jumping in and figuring out. JD, what we're doing right now, we're just walking you through this opening playbook VIP members area and all the stuff that's in there because we've got a lot of questions. When we mention the VIP, which is the $1 lifetime access, just so we have somewhere to store all of the stuff that we do in opening playbook, we get a lot of questions about basically what's all in there. What are you guys referring to? So we're just kind of going line by line, showing you everything that we put in there.
Yep. These are just training, they're videos. So this is the out of the money debits, at the money debits, setting automated profit targets, just some good content in here. These are the trades that we really use every single time, even for some of our paid services as well. So it's really valuable content in here. Make sure to go check that out. It should just be a video you can watch just like that. Download the PDF slides, tons of meat in there. We keep on scrolling down here. Trading codes and scanners. If you click inside there, sorry, I didn't mean to do that, but see all 5 items? There are some scanners in here for you guys. We don't cover scanners in every class, but sometimes we'll do a training. We'll say, you know what? You can manually go find these stocks on your own, or I can build you a scanner. So we'll build you a scanner, and we'll post it in here. So in this example, this is a stock fetcher scanner for the sector strength that we go through each week. That's there in the members portal. Thinkorswim scanners, our fade trade. This is a cool one. The 3 days down Thinkorswim scanner. Literally a Thinkorswim custom built scanner with a manual guide as well. If you want to do that, do it the manual way. All of this just extra content and bonuses in there for you. And of course, oh, nice. You got customer service live in there, Deanna. Was that already there?
No, she just added it in real time. That's how quick she is.
Let's all give a round
minutes.
of applause for Deanna.
Yeah.
And say, Deanna, you rock.
Since me and Graham get to show this off and how great it is, but we didn't actually put anything in there. That was all other people.
Yes.
Mainly Deanna.
Awesome. So here's just a quick link to our individual telegrams. And then this is what we were just talking about. Customer service live. Oh, it takes us right there. Wow, that is awesome. Every single day, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern, Monday through Friday. They are in a Zoom room just like this, waiting for you and any question you may have. They are very, very good. They are experts in Thinkorswim and multiple other platforms. And if you want to know, hey, how do I set this wrap order up? I got this trade idea from Graham. It's my first time doing a wrap order. How do I do this? They will walk you through it step by step, much slower than Nate and I do. They are very, very patient and awesome people. Nate and I fly at 100 miles an hour. They will walk you through everything, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern every single day. Highly recommend taking advantage of this. Not nearly enough people take advantage of this.
Yeah, that's true. And they do make us sound like we, they're able to go a lot slower than we are because I think one of the number one comments we get is you guys talk fast, which is one of the things I appreciate about Graham. He makes me sound normal because everyone says that I talk fast, but when I'm with Graham, I'm just normal.
That's true. I just talk at 2x speed. And then at the bottom, additional resources. We just threw some items in here. I'm going to do this one last. But like we cover the fear and greed index every week. Just a simple link to this. Again, don't worry about who produces this because this is not a biased thing. This is just an average rating based on market internals. It's really cool, actually. And it gives you a good gauge of where the market's at right now. I typically look at this a little bit contrarian. When we get to extreme, like 96, probably a time to be taking profits. We're still at a healthy number here. I like it. But that's a cool little feature there. Economic calendar, we go through this all the time. In the classes, I show you how I filter for it, but you can quickly come in here. I select US, 3-star reports, and see what's on deck this week for economic news. What else we got
ANET
here?
just got filled for me, by the way, guys. That 295 target just got filled,
nice.
so I'm out. Hey, question. How many people either attended live or have watched my How to Trade Debit Spreads class that you see there in the bottom? It's about 80 minutes of content. I had a huge room for that, so I'm sure a lot of you were in there. And then I know some people, actually, a lot of people have asked for the recording. I personally, okay, RJ, Jason, Alan, David, Joseph, Mary, Brian. Okay, Beth, a lot of people. Okay, Mike and Jim, thank you guys. Okay, so I personally think this is maybe the most foundational training for a lot of the strategies that we do. It's 80 minutes long. I take you a lot through the conceptual idea of why we trade debit spreads. This is the advantage. This is why we structure them this way. This is how they work. And then I take you through like the setup part. This is what you would do. This is, how it would work. This is what happens if it expires. This is all that kind of stuff. So I know I'm biased. I personally think this is probably the most like foundational video to watch. And it's in the opening playbook VIP area, Bob, for the $1. Like it's in all this stuff is for $1, guys. There's like everything we're showing you is all in that $1 members area.
Dion, if you don't mind, can we move that up as the first one here as the options trading in that bucket, just so they can see it? You might have to make a cover for it, but
the options trading, I can go.
Yeah, move the how to trade debit spreads up to there. That would be actually really good.
Yeah, that can be done in 4 seconds.
We're counting. No,
no.
Awesome.
Graham, I also had an idea. Sorry, I'm going on diatribes here. I also had an idea that I think might be cool. And again, we have 400 plus people here who can give us their response. Because one of the big questions I get is just like how to actually execute the trades on different brokers. It would be cool if Opening Playbook VIP had a little bit of a reserve of how to trade a debit spread on Thinkorswim, how to trade a debit spread on Tasty Trade, how to trade a debit spread on Robinhood, how to trade a debit spread on Interactive Brokers, how to trade a debit spread on Fidelity, and like that kind of have a home base for all those different brokers, because I would say that's probably one of the most common questions I get. And I always kind of like go find a video here or go look at YouTube here. Just no one has a great place for that basic information. So maybe Opening Playbook VIP could be that place.
Just a repository,
I know Cam has a few recordings. I'll ask him today if he has them. If he does, I'll add what we have and just go from there. But I can put it at the bottom of this.
Cool.
Perfect. The only last thing in here, and you're a little late to this, but Dream Portfolio, we did this at the when we had that big old flash crash back in April. We just put together as a bonus just a trade sheet. Now, again, a lot of these are too late to enter, which is okay. But just a trade sheet of like, hey, here's just like a a la carte menu of some trades we'd like for the long haul and how to structure them with the debit spread to get outsized returns. So you can see here, this one was a trade on the SPY. You win if the SPY doesn't drop 10%, like it doesn't over the next 18 months, doesn't close down 10% from where it was at when it was already down 20%. Pretty safe bet. Profit on that, 42%. So you get a 42% payout if the SPY didn't decline to 30% from the lows. I mean, that's pretty nuts. We also had some safer ones in here, like Apple. Apple was down in the dumps, is above this now. Basically said, hey, we're just going to bet that Apple's at least flat by Christmas. 67%, 66% payout on Apple if it doesn't move a penny. I mean, it could go to the moon. It could go up $5. As long as it didn't close lower than where it was at the April lows, you make 67%. These were some pretty awesome trades and opportunities. There was one like JP Morgan. Where's this one right here? Oops. JP Morgan was at $200. It's way in the clear now.
Yeah.
Basically, it was a bet. It was just a safe play. If JP Morgan doesn't fall another 12%, you make 45%. So probably too late to take advantage of most of these now. However, we want to, every time we get a good quick market correction, 5-10%, put something like this together for you. We're just an all-part sheet where you can come and say, look at the P&Ls, look at what it takes to get there, and then pick your trades from there.
Sharita, we actually talked about that, Graham and I, about doing an update, but the thing is we kind of wanted to wait for the next correction before we put one together, because if you put a dream portfolio at the highs, the risk reward scenarios are not going to be nearly as good. So we'll definitely, if we get another flush, we'll definitely do a special Opening Playbook, get a massive room, let you guys know, and do it all together, and maybe even do a bigger stock list. Maybe we'll end up having 40 stocks in that next dream portfolio list. I personally, I mean, Graham and I said, I don't want to speak for you, Graham, but I think we said after doing that last time, it was great. And I know I took some of those and you took some of those. We honestly should have put six figures into those dream portfolio trades with the market. Our confidence level was high. We love those opportunities. We both believed it was a short-term correction, and we just kind of traded them like normal directional trades. But if we had to go back, we would treat them like a significant portion of our portfolio trades.
Yep. So that is the gist of it. That's all here in the one-click members portal, which again, that's where all the other memberships are hosted. So it's just in there, baked in for you guys, and a lot of good value, a lot of good content in here, and links to the daily session. So if you ever scramble and find your link, again, it's always up here. Get it around 9:45 by the looks of it. Deanna sends that out too because she's awesome. So I assume most everyone here has it, but
someone asked about opening playbook. It's not saying VIP. David, yeah, there is no opening playbook and opening playbook VIP separately because everyone gets VIP. So you're automatically in lifetime for the $1. So it just says opening playbook, and then if you load that, everything is in there. We're going to continue to be adding stuff. Obviously the trade sheet and the lesson sheet are going to be updated every day in there, or at least every time we do a session. We actually also have a little bit of a upgrade, I guess you would say, a little bit of an upgrade. Graham, I didn't tell you this. There's a new platform that we're likely going to be switching to. You guys saw us do a test of it a couple weeks ago, and since then we've been hammering out the kinks in the development for that. And Graham, one of the benefits of that platform is that it can automatically upload into a stream on Vimeo in a private stream as well. And so unlike YouTube, where when you do a live stream, if you don't download it and move it over to the right stream, it doesn't show up in the right place and all that kind of stuff. It'll be a little bit easier for everyone to find the recordings immediately after the fact. So some little nuanced things like that should make your experience get better and better and better over time as we go through all this stuff.
That's awesome. Yeah, I just posted that link in the chat. I personally do not make a penny on that $1 charge. So we're not doing this for the money. We're doing this for you guys. We want to give you guys as much value as we can, show you what we're learning, how we're trading, and hopefully help you out along your trading journey as well. Let's see.
Graham doesn't make a penny, but I make 50 cents per.
That's true. Nate takes all the money from the dollars.
Yes.
How long do you plan on doing this program? Richard, I'm 30 years old. I love trading. I've been trading since I was 15 years old. So I've got a long time ahead of me. Probably another 30 years of doing this at least. And again, the little teaser is look out for it pretty soon. There's a lot of talks, a lot of rumors going around about this closing playbook.
A lot of rumors. Well, we'll have to do what we always do. We'll have to post some telegrams, get enough reaction, really make you guys work for it a little bit before we commit. Yeah. That's part of the deal.
They got to do their part. They got to do their part.
Exactly. All right. Do you guys have any questions about either what's in the opening playbook or the what we covered so far? I did want to show you one thing. I'm just trying to pull it up here. Give me a minute. But if you guys have any other questions about what's in there or the new Money Crew list and all of that, keep an eye out for the new Money Crew email, by the way. We're still kind of working on what they call email health. So email health is basically like Google saying like, yeah, people actually want these emails. And they're not going to put them in spam and promotions and all that kind of stuff. So it's super helpful if you guys look for that new Money Crew email, newsletter, whatever you want to call it, every day every weekday, and then make sure that you're, adding it to your contacts and all that sort of stuff as well.
Awesome. Now, for those of you, well, I was going to say, we're moving that how to get started with debit spreads training up there to the training session, so you guys can watch that if you're new to that. Definitely check that out today. But if you want to start hopefully making some money on that style of trading with Nate. Nate, I know you've been crushing it on your automated, right? Automated options.
Yeah, I was going to show them something here. I'll have to do it tomorrow. A little thing I was messing around with the test. So I'll show you guys that tomorrow. I was working on a little demo here on some testing data. But yesterday we talked about the basically advantage of kind of combining everything we've been covering over the last few weeks. And then I showed you guys the automated option strategy. I know a whole bunch of you stuck around. A whole bunch of you joined. Thank you, by the way, for people who are part of automated options now. We are 12 for 13 with our current trade doing well and in profit. So looking for 13 out of 14. And then we'll have our new opportunity tomorrow because each opportunity triggers on Friday. And what it does is it uses that debit spread, that automated target, and that profit target optimization that we kind of looked at before to get the most ROI, the most bang for your buck. So if you guys are wanting to have a trade that is simple, that's the same time every week, that has a really high profit factor and average return, and that takes advantage of all those kind of core things we've been talking about. This is kind of what I would call my flagship strategy that does all of those things. So we can play that here. Now, there is one important caveat that I'm just going to share. I'm just going to be transparent and tell you guys on the front end. Yesterday, I gave a 3-year special for automated options, and I gave folks one day to do that. It did expire yesterday, so you might have missed out on the 3-year, but I just had Josiah do an update to the offer. Won't be the same